Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years. We're dedicated to delivering quality auto parts, expert customer service, fast and free shipping, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. So visit us at 1AAuto.com, your trusted source for quality auto parts.
Okay, so we have to take this intake tube off, and to get to this hose clamp, we have to pop off this cover that's on the top of the engine. That just pops up. There's 2 points where it pops onto. So you just kind of get them, and then you work it out straight from the back. Just like that. Let's see here, this is where it pops on here, and then these 2 tabs slide into the back. We're going to set this aside so it doesn't get broken. All right, so before we take this intake tube off, we're going to pop this little PCV valve off. Just comes out like that, and place it aside. Okay, the next thing we're going to disconnect from the air intake tube is this little hose clamp that's supporting the upper radiator hose. Just push down on it to unhook it. So you're going to remove this hose clamp here at the throttle body. You can either use a flat-headed screwdriver or an 8mm socket on a ratchet. All right, we're going to move to the other side here, near the mass airflow sensor. Again, you can either use a flat-headed screwdriver or an 8mm socket. Now we're going to work this off the airbox elbow, just like that. Now you can pull it off the throttle body. It's also got a little support here for these air resonators. Pull it up, just like that, and then work it off the throttle body. Just kind of maneuver it out of the engine compartment, and we'll place this aside. We're going to lift the airbox out so that it just sits on rubber mounts. So we're going to unclip the mass airflow meter. Carefully work that out. Just place that aside so you don't damage the connector. Then we're just going to work this out off the rubber mounts. And it's just going to lift out of the engine compartment. We're going to put this aside too. And we're going to put the airbox back into the vehicle. This just kind of pops onto the rubber mounts. And you just kind of have to feel it in there. So then once you sort of find the holes that it pushes into, it just kind of sits in there. Okay, so once the airbox is back in place, don't forget to reconnect your mass airflow meter. Make sure it goes on with a nice click, just like that. All right, so we're going to put the air intake pipe back on. You've got to kind of fish this air resonator down into the engine bay. A little tricky because you got to get that long air resonator tube down the back of the intake of the engine. Just kind of float it into place. You can slide it onto the throttle body. It goes onto the throttle body, and then just push it down right there onto the little mount. Come over here to the air intake, the air box. Work that over, make sure that's seated. It's seated over here. Push the radiator hose back up into it, the clamp that was holding it, just like that. And don't forget to tighten these hose clamps. So again, you can either use a flat-headed screwdriver, or I'm going to use an 8mm socket. And just tighten these down. You'll feel them start to get tight. Snug them down, and they're good. And again, the same thing over here at the airbox. And one last thing you need to reconnect on this is that PCV valve we popped out earlier. Just like that.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.